I've always been fascinated in sci-fi games. Eden Star and Everspace were two I had covered in a video already, but Osiris New Dawn is a new one that has piqued my interest. It was released on Steam on September 28th of 2016 and is being developed by Phoenix Fire Entertainment. It was actually focused on mobile at first, back when it was called Gates of Osiris, but has transitioned to PC. According to their webpage, they were established in 2010 and are currently made up of 3 people. But it was a husband and wife team, Brian and Anna McRae, who appear to have been the only ones working on the game for years, with primary development starting in 2014. I found that pretty neat, but I am a bit worried if they will be able to add additional content to the game in a reasonable amount of time. I did see a post that they brought in more help for the game if the launch went well, so that's a bit more reassuring. Again, iron, I don't need iron, I don't need copper. So, not gonna lie, my first impressions of Osiris were not the greatest. I need some different stuff. Where is all of the loot? Why is there nothing here? Come on. I know there's something here. I'm probably just missing it. Don't see any materials. That looks like it's just desert. Where are the materials? Okay. Seriously though, this is getting on my nerves. I've traveled so far away from my initial base that I'm worried I'm gonna get lost. I mean, I know I have the map marker up there, but my god, this is taking forever. I got a little too excited and delved into the game without much info, as I was very eager to try a new space survival game. The first 10 or so hours of it were done blind, using the default settings and on single player mode. The story of Osiris is that what is left of humanity ventures out in space for planets suitable for repopulation. There is a malfunction in your spacecraft and an emergency landing is made on one of the moons surrounding Osiris, Proteus 2. You gather resources to build structures, utilities, furniture, weapons, and vehicles. The main resources in the game include iron, copper, carbon, aluminum, gold, magnesium, titanium, lithium, plutonium, and diamond. There's also a material called azurnium, but at the moment is not gatherable. You can also gather different types of gases using barrels such as hydrogen, oxygen, and chlorine. There appears to also be nitrogen and fluorine, but they don't seem to be in the game yet. A big problem. The biggest annoyance in my playthrough was that it took many hours before I could make any meaningful progress. Magnesium, a material needed to make steel, which was needed to make the forge, was nowhere to be found. Well, I'm gonna try and get over there. Hopefully find something useful. Because this is just getting ridiculous. I don't understand why I haven't found anything useful yet. It took several hours before I could even find any. Come on. More plutonium, like the one thing I don't need. And I can't find any magnesium. I must be missing something. Magnesium can't be this rare. Okay, so I'm starting a new world because I just could not find any magnesium and I lost track of where my base is. I'm just wasting a bunch of time. Alright. So obviously we use this. So hopefully I can find some magnesium somewhere because that is just silly. Looks like the same area. So where the heck am I supposed to find magnesium? Because I didn't see any. I am going to do this. I will figure this out. Everyone else seems to be having fun with the game from the small amount of comments that I read. I'm not trying to spoil myself. So I must be doing something wrong. But it is kind of aggravating that I still have not... I played this game for 5 hours and still have not found any of the magnesium. None of it. And it was in an area that I was actively avoiding because of the infamous sandworm. Alright, finally, I found magnesium. And I think the reason why I could never find it, because it's in one of the most dangerous areas in the game. The stupid sandworm, or whatever that thing was, popped up around here. But yeah, I finally found some. About time. It really threw me off. Maybe because I was just too adjusted to other survival games where resources were practically within walking distance. Eden Star, before all of its updates, had a pretty small map, so finding materials was super easy. No Man's Sky's materials were literally everywhere, so I had no problem finding anything. Even in Minecraft, the dirt was a resource you could start using, but Osiris was stingy. Materials are extremely spaced out, where you had to travel so far before finding anything. Why do they seem so stingy with the materials? Ugh. This could be a good thing though. Osiris also has multiplayer on private servers, so I imagine having the resources difficult to obtain incentivize teamwork in order to make resource management less of a headache. The map is huge. I was searching so long I ended up being lost the first time, and not knowing where my base was. Yeah, you could find it if you set a beacon near the base, but I couldn't make any yet because magnesium was the resource that I had the most trouble finding. Okay, looks like Looks like I discovered a bug. If you toggle the auto run and then, press shift to run, you can sprint infinitely without losing your stamina. Out of curiosity, I just ran in one direction for 20 minutes to see if I could find anything, since I discovered an infinite stamina bug. But outside of the initial area, it's just desert. Not even any materials exist. Okay, so back to the magnesium. Part of the reason I didn't think to search in the area it was found in was because of the huge sandworm that spawns when you get near it. Whoa, what is that? Are you serious? That is some huge worm. That is garbage. That was freaking me out. Now I'm afraid to go over there. God. I wonder if I could... Yeah, I could have just shot it. Maybe. I don't know why I was just standing there like an idiot. I honestly thought that it was a tree growing or something. Oh, do I have to go grab my stuff? Oh, are you serious? Okay, I didn't know that. So I had to go back and get my stuff, I think. That's not good. So, over here is where the stupid thing appeared. The thing was huge. I honestly thought it was just something in the background that was just glitching or something. It was so dark I couldn't see anything. Maybe it only appears at night. Another thing that threw me off was I didn't hear any sort of sound effect. Which leads to a minor gripe. Shouldn't a huge sandworm that tunnels through soil be making some sort of sound effect? Like a burrowing sound or a screeching noise as it hurls itself toward you? I found it bizarre the first time. The worm not making any noise really threw me off. When I first encountered it, it was dark and I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at until it was too late. I even tried to hide from it in a building. It went as well as you would expect. It's a stupid worm again. Yep, and you still die. So it's not a safe zone. Anyway, after finally getting the magnesium I needed, I reached a new hurdle. Plastic. Another little annoyance in the game. Later on, plastic is needed to build structures such as the biodome and barracks. It's also needed to make circuit boards, which are important for vehicles. At the time, I wasn't aware that barracks in the biodome were not really a priority, since their features are not implemented in the game yet. Hydrogen is needed to make plastic at your chemistry table. You have to search for geysers in the world and use barrels to extract it. I had to spend so much time running back and forth with them. But then, to add insult to injury, I noticed that the wrong amount of plastic was being crafted for the amount of hydrogen that I had obtained. So that means it's 153, 457... No wait, 153, 456, 750, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's you get one plastic per every 2. At first, I thought I was just doing the math wrong, but I only made 8. But discovered that it was a bug where it subtracts the wrong amount of hydrogen from your barrels, making the plastic cost even more than it was supposed to. And I needed 10. Why did I only make 8? I think it's taken away more hydrogen than I expect. 75 plus 75 is 150. So for every 150 you get 2. So if it only made 8, I need my calculator. Alright, let me just get some more hydrogen then. I had to figure out why my math is off. Okay. So let's look at this again. 1, 2, 25, 250. So that's 250. So if I press this, it says 250. You see that? Alright, so if I press it once, how much will be missing? If you subtract 75 from 250, you have 175 left. Ah, see? It's subtracting the wrong amount. That's why my math is off. Because it's displaying the wrong, it's either displaying the wrong amount or it's removing the wrong amount. Yeah. Because I only have 125 left. Yeah, that is definitely a bug. There is a bit of a workaround though. You keep one full barrel in your inventory at a time. Make one piece of plastic and put the partially filled barrel in the container. Alright, so I made 1. Then I have to go here. And then I take out the half and put it in there. Make another plastic. Okay. And then I make another plastic. Okay, so then you take the halves. And then you make another plastic. And that depletes all of it. But I shouldn't have to do this. This is very aggravating. But I'm glad that someone had mentioned how to do it. Because I'm not going all the way back. Tedious but effective. Indicative of an early access game, there were other bugs. These include clipping from enemies. I take 1 minute to take a break and I get shot at. Well, not shot at, but something's attacking. Yeah, it's clipping through the wall. Get away from me. Hopefully I can shoot through it. Getting stuck in structures. Alrighty then. So is that it? Is this supposed to be exposed? Because I can jump through it. Uh-oh. Are you serious? I'm stuck. Oh my god. Oh, at least I see why they give you the force kill. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. So there is glass, but for some reason I was still able to jump through the glass. Bunch of garbage. The droid kept getting stuck. Titanium. I need to find an area with titanium because I think I might need more. I mean, this area seems good. Where is the robot? Gosh, this robot keeps getting hung up somewhere. It's very aggravating. I wonder what that is. Should check it out. That darn robot keeps getting stuck. Where is it? Every time I have to go back for it, it makes me lose track of where I was supposed to go. Saw some incomplete textures. Monsters appearing on the ceiling of the cave. Now, I did hear about the glitching. Okay. Looks like I cannot shoot them. That's fine. And as long as they can't attack me, then I have no problem. They better not fall down or something, or I'm going to be irritated. And missing sound effects like from your spacecraft. Your droid exploding. And I still feel there should be sound effects from the worm. Alright, let's go. Oh, I'm crouching. Jesus. I think it's huge. Okay, so let me get to some positives. Even though it was mainly desert, the environments were nice to look at. It was varied enough where it didn't completely feel like I was seeing the same area over and over. That doesn't look like, well, it looks like an inappropriate thing. I'm not going to say what. But it is reminding me of something. Yep. The music was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It fit the atmosphere and never felt like I wanted to mute it. The aliens. Yeah, very creepy. So they did those very well. Especially the ones that come out at night. You have the arachnoids, crab monsters, parasites, night walkers, crawlers, skelobites, tumbos, the colossus, and of course the sandworm. The wiki says the skelobite is peaceful, but I don't believe that. Has been damaged, and I just... Whoa! stupid thing. Almost didn't see it. I'm getting out of here. That stressed me out. Oh my god, my heart. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was way too stressful. What do I need to do now? Jeez, let me get this. This thing is still following me. Where's the stupid droid? You're never around when I need you. Stupid thing. Well, it's shooting at it, but as usual, it can't shoot through walls. I gotta take care of this. The base building is pretty good. There's enough buildings to mess around for a little while. Unfortunately, a lot of the structures either can't be used yet or can't be built, such as the satellite dish, which is supposed to allow you to see more aliens and minerals in its field of view, and the gas tanks for your vehicles. At the time of this video, vehicles have unlimited fuel. What? Build object is not set up, gas tank large. What? What does that mean? It's not set up. That means it's not in the game, I guess. Alright. So I can't use these. Alright, that's fine. Let's see if we can make something else. What are the... Yeah, it just says not enough minerals. Alright, so I can save my stuff for something else. And the diamond. 5 diamonds. Where do I get diamonds? Where do I get diamonds? After hours of trying to find diamonds, which was needed to make the lab, I consulted a guide so I could finally start making the vehicles. You have the hover bike, the Grand Assault Vehicle, the rover, and spaceship. The mech was not buildable at the time of this video. The spaceship's controls felt a bit clumsy, at least when I compared it to other games like Everspace and Elite Dangerous. Okay, so use the... Okay, good. You just had to hold the right mouse button. Sweet. Okay, so they definitely need to work on the sound effects. But, yeah. Other than that, seems to be okay. I wish you had a cockpit mode, but, you know, at least you can fly. But it was adequate enough to get to where I needed to go. I was a bit irked with the spaceship floating above the ground when I land, though. And you press the action button to get out. Okay, so it's a little janky in terms of the landing, but yeah, definitely not bad. The Grand Assault Vehicle felt really responsive. It was very easy to control, and the gun felt satisfying. Wish I had built the thing sooner. Once I messed around with the spaceship and Grand Assault Vehicle, I felt I saw everything. It's still a game I think is worthy of your attention, but I would personally wait a bit for more content. If you wish to support the developer, head on over to Steam and try it out. Again, the game is still in early access and many features are not implemented yet. The dev team is small, but they appear to have a lot of experience. I'm happy to see that they intend to stamp out the bugs first and make sure that the game is stable before adding additional content. I just hope that they don't get overwhelmed with everything.